Hello everybody, this is Amrita from ixamBee. In this video we are going to today discuss on one of the most important law subjects, that is jurisprudence. Jurisprudence एक बहुत ही theoretical subject है, but let me tell you इसका बहुत ज़्यादा importance है किसी भी legal exams के लिए भी, और आपका जो interpretation है कोई भी law को लेके अगर आप jurisprudence पक्का कर लेते हो तो आपको लॉज इंटरप्रेट करने में कभी प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी. एंड टुडे इन दिस वीडियो वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एंड सेलिब्रेटेड टॉपिक्स फ्रॉम ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस, दैट इज स्कूल्स ऑफ ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस. काफ़ी लोगों को स्कूल्स ऑफ ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस ध्यान में रखने में दिक्कत होती है, बट लेट मी टेल यू, इफ यू ट्राई टू डिवाइड द स्कूल्स as they are and you try to understand the basic concept of each school, then it is going to be very easy to remember all these schools. Every school has developed from one another. This is one fact. And another fact is that every school has its own angle of defining law. So if you are able to keep in mind that what is that basic angle which every school is going to take in mind in relating to definition of law, then you will never have a problem. Rather, you will never forget these schools of jurisprudence. So आज की वीडियो में हम लोग ये डिस्कस करने वाले हैं कि क्या है वो 5 schools of jurisprudence और पांचों schools के अलग अलग ideas of thought क्या है. So first let's have a brief discussion of what is jurisprudence actually. Jurisprudence overall is a study or philosophy of law. What is law? लॉ कैसे डेवलप हुआ है, लॉ एक्चुअली है क्या, इसका जो स्टडी है दैट इज नोन एज ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस. इट हैज कम अप फ्रॉम द लैटिन टर्म jurisprudential, which means study of the law or philosophy of the law, knowledge of law, science of law. And who is the father of jurisprudence? ये भी आपने याद रखना है, Bentham is the father of jurisprudence. Now coming to the schools of jurisprudence quickly, there are 5 schools: philosophical school, analytical school, historical school, sociological school and realistic school. So all of these schools we are going to discuss today, starting with philosophical school or natural law school. Philosophical school is nothing but it is actually going into the details that what is the purpose of law. The purpose for which a particular law has been enacted is discussed in philosophical school or natural law school. आप लोगों ने सोशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट थियरी के बारे में भी पढ़ा होगा, दैट इज इन द नेचुरल लॉ स्कूल. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो अ पार्ट ऑफ फिलोसफिकल स्कूल एज वेल. फिलोसफिकल स्कूल इज ऑल्सो नोन एज एथिकल लॉ स्कूल. रिमेंबर, ये सारे स्कूल्स के नाम भी आपको याद रखने हैं कि कौन से स्कूल्स के क्या क्या ऑल्टरनेटिव नेम्स हैं. If you are able to remember that, you will not get confused in all these names. कभी किसी स्कूल को फिलोसफिकल कहा जाता है और कभी उसे नेचुरल लॉ स्कूल कह के भी क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं आपके एग्जाम्स में. सो कीप दैट इन माइंड. इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज एथिकल स्कूल एज इट रिलेट्स लॉ विद एथिक्स, रिलेशन ऑफ लॉ टू सर्टन आइडियल्स विच लॉ इज मेंट टू अचीव. लॉ का पर्पस क्या है, लॉ क्या आइडियल्स को अचीव करने वाला है, ये फिलोसफिकल स्कूल में डिस्कस किया जाता है. इट इज नॉट कंसर्न विद एनी काइंड ऑफ हिस्ट्री और एनी काइंड ऑफ इंटेलेक्चुअल कंटेंट. अब फिलोसफिकल स्कूल में काफ़ी सारे लोगों का कंट्रीब्यूशन है. जैसे मैंने आपको सोशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट थ्योरी के बारे में कहा, सोशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट थ्योरी के जो 3 फिलोसफर्स हैं उनके नाम Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau, we all are aware of. They are a part of philosophical school only. उनका contribution इसी school में consider किया जाता है. And other than them, there are 3 more: Grotius, Immanuel Kant, and Hegel. So in all, there are 6 people who have chiefly contributed to philosophical or natural law school. Now next is analytical school. This is one of the most important schools फ्रॉम jurisprudence. इससे काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस भी पूछे जाते हैं. एनालिटिकल स्कूल इज ऑल्सो नोन एज इम्पेरेटिव स्कूल एंड इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज पॉजिटिव स्कूल. सो दीज आर द ऑल्टरनेटिव नेम्स. एंड एनालिटिकल स्कूल इज पॉजिटिव इन इट्स अप्रोच टूवर्ड्स द लॉ. दैट मीन्स दैट इज द रीजन इट इज नोन एज पॉजिटिव स्कूल. It discusses about what is law. It discusses law as it is. It concentrates on things as they are and not as they ought to be. It does not discuss anything that why law has come into existence, what is the purpose of law, what it should have been, nothing but only what it is, as it is. It is analyzing what law is. That is why it is known as analytical, imperative, or positive school. And it some of the philosophers like Austin, who is very famous in propounder of this school, has said that law is command of a superior to an inferior. So these are all the features of analytical school. There are many philosophers in analytical school as well: Bentham, Austin, HLA Hart, Kelson with his pure theory of law, Salmond and Holland. तो इन सब लोगों का कंट्रीब्यूशन आपको पढ़ना होगा एनालिटिकल स्कूल में, बट सारे लोगों के थियरीज थोड़ा सा वेरी ज़रूर करेंगे एक दूसरे से. लाइक केल्सन, हाँ, HLA हार्ट, ऑस्टिन, इनके थियरीज वेरी ज़रूर करेंगे, लेकिन इनका जो बेसिक आइडिया है दैट इज़ गोइंग टू लाई इन एनालिटिकल स्कूल ओनली. दैट इज़ थिंग्स एज दे आर, नॉट एज दे ought to be. Next school is historical school. Historical school emphasizes on the historical factors like evolution. जानते हो evolution का जो concept है ये सबको पता है. evolution सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट की थियोरी से भी आप इसे रिलेट कर सकते हैं. डार्विन की जो थियोरी है सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट, उसको भी आप रिलेट कर सकते हैं. हिस्टोरिकल स्कूल हैज़ इन्फ्लुएंस्ड द ओरिजिन, formation and development of laws. It focuses on how law has come into existence. It has come into existence as a result of evolution. Law is actually found and not made by anybody in particular. This is the basic idea of historical school. Laws are not of universal application as traditions and customs have determined the law. So it varies from place to place. ये बेसिक आइडिया है हिस्टोरिकल स्कूल का. एंड जो लोगों ने कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस दिए हैं स्कूल में इज सैविग्नी, हेनरी मेन. These two people are the main propounders of historical school. Coming to the fourth school, that is sociological school. Sociological school is also an important aspect. Law has developed from society. This is the main contention of sociological school. It is a result of constant conflict for peace and order. That means people have, for their survival and for peaceful and orderly behaviors in the society, there was a need for law. That means law has developed from society. This is what is known as social engineering theory, which was propounded by Roscoe Pound. Roscoe Pound has propounded the social engineering theory, which is a part of sociological school only. सोशल इंजीनियरिंग थ्योरी के हिसाब से लॉ हैज बीन अ पार्ट ऑफ सोसाइटी. इट हैज डेवलप्ड फ्रॉम सोसाइटी फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ engineering. Actually this is something which is the functional approach of law has been discussed in sociological school. Even historical school to some extent discusses about the functional approach of law. उसी तरीके से sociological school भी functional approach discuss करता है कि law actually किस तरीके से society को control करता है, किस तरीके से इंजीनियर करता है सोसाइटी को. दैट इज व्हाट इज रिलेशन ऑफ लॉ विद द सोसाइटी. ऑगस्ट कॉम, हु इज द फादर ऑफ सोशियोलॉजी, Eyring and Roscoe Pound are the main propounders of sociological school. And the last but not the least, something which is relatively new, which is realistic school. अमेरिकन रियलिज्म भी कहा जाता है इस स्कूल को. इस स्कूल का जो स्कोप है वो काफ़ी लिमिटेड है, एज इट focuses on judge made law. It discusses about precedents. It says that the judges make law gradually in the form of precedents. This is what is the thought of realistic school. It says that they emphasize more on what the courts may do rather than abstract logical deductions. Not only on the norms that have been developed, but how on a case to case basis judges make law as per. They keep on setting laws on a case to case basis. This was propounded by realistic school of law. From general rules only law develops, but the judges make it. On the inarticulate ideological premises that are underlying a legal system, from them law does not develop on its own, but it is made by the judges. This is what is the idea behind realistic school, that is known as American realism, and the propounders are Holmes, Gray and Jeremy Frank. These three people were the propounders of realistic school. So in all there are 5 schools of jurisprudence. इन सारे schools को आपको एक साथ पढ़ने के बाद आपको एक एंगल, एक आइडिया समझ में आएगा दैट व्हाट लॉ इज एक्चुअली. आप किसी एक स्कूल पे रिलाई नहीं कर सकते. आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि ये एक स्कूल परफेक्ट है. एवरी स्कूल हैज़ इट्स ओन कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन टुवर्ड्स द लॉ मेकिंग, towards the study of law, and also has its own shortcomings. For example, realistic school is limited in its approach. It just focuses on judge-made law and does not discuss about customs. To the other end, if we discuss about historical school, it just discusses about evolution. Analytical school, it just talks about what law is as it is. It just talks about sanction behind law. तो इन सारे schools को अगर आप एक साथ पढ़ेंगे तो आपको law क्या है ये comprehensively, cumulatively समझ में आएगा with the contribution of all these schools read together. That's all. That was very very important from Schools of Jurisprudence. For more details you can come to us, that is the expert faculty for legal. As you can see, Vidika Bansal, Miss Neha Dubey and Amrita Johar, me myself, as on ixamBee, expert faculty for law. We also have many courses here at ixamBee for all the government exams. You can know about all the online courses available at our website, that is on www.ixamBee.com. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well to stay updated on such kind of topics that we are coming up in the form of videos as well. That's all. Thank you.